Hello, hello. Welcome to La Baby Witch Tarot Podcast. And we're going to be talking about today twin flames. Can twin flames be toxic? Have you ever thought about that? So I'm going to answer. I want to give you some points that you may take in consideration to answer that question. So the answer is yes or no, but at the end of this episode, I'm going to tell you why. First, let's start with the points that you may need to take in consideration. First is the lack of recognition. When your twin flame not recognizing you or your bond or treating you like a false twin is going to bring out a lot of those low frequencies. Now, when somebody, you have ever heard about twin flames, you know the runner and the chaser, right? Yes, that exists. But when your twin flame is unable to recognize you, pushes you to the side, don't want to work on themselves, don't want to accept who you are, and continues to act like you are not existent or not important, that is definitely the first, let's say, stage to become toxic. Now, the second one is rejection of the journey. If your twin flame is rejecting the journey, then it might cause you to think or feel like the bond or the love is becoming toxic. So, half of the time, yes, twin flame connections can be very, very difficult. And the person who is understanding that you guys are twin flames is the one most affected. Now, half of the time when you meet this twin flame person, is the runner and the chaser, like I explained before. Now, the chaser is the one trying to make the effort, trying to help the other, trying to make it work. Half of the time is very pleasing and or very let's say understanding towards the other person who happens to be the runner. But half of the time the effort leads to nothing when the person is not ready or is not ready to embrace you or embrace the journey. In this case, you feel rejected in every way, shape, or form. At the end of the day, this feelings could affect you and it could become toxic, not only for you, for your livelihood, but also for the connection. So that's why you need to be understanding that yes, twin flames are very tricky and twin flames goes through multiple stages. So if you experience any of these, yes, this is a twin flame toxicity going on. But like I said before, I want to break it down to you at the end of the audio. The need of healing. This says the more triggering your love or relationship blueprint brings to the surface, the harder you need to work to overcome those low frequencies. So in the twin flame connection, right, sometimes the person that is, again, the runner gets very triggered by the love, care, and attention the chaser gives. Sometimes they feel like the chaser is too much, and it's not that. The chaser is somebody who is healing or healed, and they can recognize that their person, twin flame, needs to heal. Giving them all the healing and the care of the world, giving them the friendship, the love that they maybe have never experienced. And because the runner is not ready for that, it gets triggered, it gets angry sometimes, and it pushes you away. So this is one of the things that you need to be careful to. Do not push too much to the twin flame, and to not let them push you either too much, because it means that this person that you consider your twin flame, it is not ready, and it could become toxic if you don't understand where you're standing. Now, can twin flame be toxic? Remember that I told you yes or no? And the answer is the twin flame connection itself is never toxic, but the fake twin flame, it is. Keep in mind that we are talking about energies and also people's behaviors. It's very hard to understand if you don't understand what I'm talking about, because knowing this person as your twin flame is energetically understanding that this soul is your shelter, is your home, is your person. But keep in mind that we also are talking about a human body who has lived and is experienced other things as well. Keep in mind that this person may not be understanding of what you guys want. So if the connection is starting to feel very toxic, it means that you're involved in a relationship with a false twin flame, meaning that the love that you're giving and their love that is experienced is becoming toxic. At this point, true twin flames should never be toxic. But if you have experienced rejection, this person is very problematic, is not understanding. Another thing about the false twin flames, how do you know you are involved in a false twin flame? Basic is that they're only interested in sex, as well as they do not label what you guys are, and they give you little to no interest about what you want and how you feel. Now, in my previous episodes, I had talked about what what false twin flames are, so you want to check it out if you want to find out more. But if you have ever felt rejection, triggers, or this person feels triggered by you, lack of recognition, you feel rejected all the time, it's because you're dealing with a false twin flame. And the best for you is to stay grounded, understanding what's going on, and to see if this could evolve to, something more, meaning that the person will need to work on themselves. And keep in mind that people's choices are on their free will. You cannot force that upon anybody. So sometimes it's best for us to walk away in order to let this person find themselves, and then if it's meant to be, they'll find you. But overall, a twin flame should not be that difficult. And half of the time when you are with a false twin flame, you can also become very aggressive because there's a part of you that doesn't want to accept that. But acceptance is the key for everything, and understanding, so you stay grounded and don't get overwhelmed by this connection. So with this said, thank you so much, guys. Love you.